Good morning. Corinne's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? Well, I guess so. We got no options. What? You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to cook it in the oven. You cooked meat. Where did you get that? You ignore Corinne's question. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you? The three of them looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting into small cutlets. They immediately grab some off the plate, chewing ferociously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? You explain how the meat is stored securely hidden so you can ration it better this time. I understand.
Thank you.
Now we're eating funny meat. I don't know. Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes.
This taste is...
Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns, looking choked up.
I was too weak.
Left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Anatoly. Anatoly takes the cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is back. I'm going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Corinne leaves you with the men. Who do you want to talk to? Ooh. Anatoly or Greg? We haven't talked to Gregor in a minute. Maybe we'll go talk to Gregor and see. Though, Anatoly might need some consoling.
Hey, thanks for cooking that meat earlier. I was nearly passing out from the hunger pangs. Even if I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, I appreciate the vegetarian dishes you made earlier. You really respect Maria's boundaries. Thank you.
Gregor's more dense than you gave him credit for. He's gonna need a therapist. He sure is.
If there's extras, slip me some extra meat. Okay?
Gregor will remember that. We're gonna be best friends with Gregor.
Gregor. Going to see how Anatoly is doing. Later, Gator.
You have the bedroom all to yourself. Where do you want to check first? Ooh. Underneath the floorboard, you notice a bone sticking out of it. Is it a human bone? Nope, chicken bone. Gross. Inside the birdcage? There's nothing in the birdcage. It's completely empty. Nightstand? Onion?
Don't be a crybaby. It's just me. Onion. We're just playing with some of the toys in the store. You're far too old to be playing with any of them.
You're never too old for toys.
Anyways, need to attend a secret trumpet meeting. Smell you later.
Onion bounces out of the bedroom. The drawer has various children's toys in it. What's this? What is that? June 26th, 1862. Another body of a child has been discovered in the city of Zakopane? Zakopane? With remains stuffed into the barrel full of potatoes. The cause of death was identical to earlier victims, with significant blood loss due to multiple stab wounds in the stomach. This marks the 4th victim by the butcher of Zakopane in less than a month. Oh, they're unionizing? I thought you said they were onionizing, and I was like, they are onionizing. They're caramelizing. You take the bloody newspaper with you. Wait, I wasn't done. Hours pass, and the meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going. Eating will just make them hungrier. That would have been more clever. You had it. It was just a team effort. They're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain you want to ration the meat better this time and that there will be no dinner. Fine.
I totally understand. I guess I'd rather eat tomorrow more than today.
No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. It's been a couple hours. You're fine, Corinne. You have a strange dream. You're having dinner with a blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard.
I can forge anything,
he says. Your eye has been giving you issues lately, so you reply, Forge me a new eye, then. You laugh. But then the rope comes out, and he ties you to your chair with a long rope to prevent you from struggling. You rip the rope apart without even trying, so the blacksmith uses a thicker rope. No turning back now. He takes a hot poker out of the coals. Holding it in front of his face, you can see his beard and his eyes watching you. He slowly brings back the poker, aiming it carefully for your eye, before plunging it into your skull with a sickening crunch. The force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. You vomit all over your chest as the smell of your decimated eye floods your nostrils. The blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body. You wake up in a cold sweat. I keep forgetting one's gonna pop up every time we have a dream. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling.
Take a look out the window. Do you notice anything?
Who was that?
The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin.
That trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now.
Good morning, big guy.
Will Maria make it back?
This might sound a little crazy, but every night around 2 a.m., I can hear her outside. She makes these awful gurgling noises, like she's trying to get out of the water, or she's trying to get the water out of her lungs. Have you heard her, Gregor?
Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering.
I haven't heard anything like that. when she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something. Right?
Yes.
I sometimes hear her crying through the window, and through the wall. No, I sometimes hear her crying through the radio. But that's just a broadcast.
Right. I think we should have another piece of meat for breakfast. One step closer to Maria. It's what she would have wanted.
What's gotten into you, Anatoly? Anatoly's eyes look at you, begging.
Bring us another slab. Please.
He clearly doesn't have the stomach for it.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Please, help me.
Anatoly? Gregor looks pained at Anatoly's words. I think he's right. Please bring us some more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. Gregor, there's a little something on your face. You grab some meat from your hiding spot. You cut it into squares and adding it to the boiling cauldron water. It will taste bland without any seasoning, but you will need to serve it up right away.
What's taking so long? Boil it faster.
It looks almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. Barely paying attention due to spoilers, I think I'll back out for now to avoid more. Absolutely, do what you need to do. I appreciate you hanging out with us, though, Grim. Love having you here. But absolutely, if you need to avoid spoilers, do what you need to do. Totally understand. Gregor drinks the broth first before y'all could have. Yeah, anyway. Before swallowing the chunks whole. Whole? Like a duck does when eating bread. That's the second time they referred to him eating like a duck. Anatoly creates ripples in the broth using a spoon. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. I guess I just needed a Snickers because I was hangry. Maria? Anatoly begins to weep. Oh, are we eating her? Are we eating her friend? You look over at Corinne. You didn't notice her even start to eat. Meat Snickers, that's right. Sometimes you're just not yourself and you need to eat a meat Snickers. There's just an empty bowl now. We'll all eat together. Maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking so. But like how? Well, we'll see. We'll get there. All right. Corinne is staring right at you. How much more meat is left? You explain that most of it has gone bad. How is that possible? This is the last of it. How could you be so careless again? You remember Corinne's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? The storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Anatoly? Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Maria. We're about to eat this guy. Not much longer if you little piggies keep eating it. or forage for plants outside.
I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you. Please, Anatoly. You can swim back after a few hours.
Gregor is right, Anatoly. Maybe you'll find
Maria
out there. I think Maria's fine by herself. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help. But we need your help. Anatoly. Corinne's just electing people now. And notice that she's never she's never the one that's on the chopping block. Funny how that works. Absolutely.
That's right, Anatoly. Please help us.
Let me sleep on it. Okay?
No problem, little guy.
Everyone shuffles off to their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. Maria. Something is approaching.
Onion! Hey! Don't be a crybaby, it's just me. Onion. Not going to be very sweet today. I'm worried about Anatoly. He's going to cave to peer pressure. Can you stop him from leaving the cabin?
You don't answer, Onion.
Please? Don't you trust me?
You shake your head.
Got a fun factoid for you. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion in your room absorbs bacteria? It will help prevent colds and ward off viruses. Yeah, was a lie. The fun factoid of the myth, people actually believed that in the 1500s. How embarrassing. Who would believe that? There was even a doctor in 1919 who caused a surge of people believing it. Anyways, you know what smells like raw onion left in your room? You! It's been a while since your last bath, right?
You can't remember.
It could smell you before I even came into the room. Onion! Yikes! So, can you stop Anatoly from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but this is ridiculous.
It will be impossible to stop a grown man from leaving.
Please? You don't need another one stuck in the halls. Tapping on the windows. Crying through the radio.
You have a sudden urge to scream?
Why do you think I've been using mouse holes to get around? You're scared to death that I'll run into her. Don't make me tattle to Cabbage about you. She can be as mean as Potato if you get on your bad side. Just kidding, she's great. Anyways, when the time comes, just tell Anatoly you care about him and don't want him to leave. Even if it's for me, okay? You can trust me. Now, if you excuse me, I need to work on some new ice skates. They're made of butter slices, so I'll get to skate around the frying pan tomorrow. Later.
Help me, oh, Obi Anatoly. You're my only hope. Man, that onion just said, we smell worse than the onion. Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. Oh, day 10! I mean, he did say we could make it like, what, 2 to 3 weeks? You have a strange dream. That onion rude. A fox is collecting payment in your living room. You despise him, so you put 2 dogs at the bottom of a sack and add 6 chickens on top. The fox smiles at you and leaves. At some point in his journey, the fox will eventually open the sack, and the dogs will tear the fox in half. Filled with such loathing for the fox, you gave him the only things you had for food, all of those chickens. As the snow piles up outside, you begin to eat whatever you can find. Pillowcases, candles, leather. Candles? None of that's good. One day you wake up and there's nothing left to eat. Absolutely nothing. Just an insatiable hunger. A few days later, you go mad and leave the cabin, completely ravenous. A nearby tree looks like charred meat. Your iron teeth cut through the tree bark, tearing your gums apart by the splinters. Your mouth fills quickly with blood. Days later, a deer gallops by. The first creature in the woods to see your corpse. You wake in a cold sweat. Whoa. Something smells terrible in the living room. Someone puked in the corner.
Oh no, someone puked in the corner.
That's not good. And didn't clean it up. You wipe it up with a rag to save them the embarrassment.
Good morning.
Good morning, little guy.
Well, Anatoly, what's your decision? She's got a plan, Anatoly, is the achievement.
I barely slept last night. Her whispers came through one of the holes in the floor. She kept telling me to come outside.
We don't want to rush you, but one of us puked last night.
So that's what that awful smell was?
Anatoly, my patience is wearing thin. You have 1 hour to make a decision.
Why so quickly?
Because I'm not waiting any longer. You can see the glint in Corinne's knife under her dress. Best to watch out for that knife. Oh my goodness. She's about to eat us. The group disperses. Tension seemed rising. You have 1 hour to kill. What do you want to do? Ooh. I don't know if we should be talking to the Chompettes. They're a little scary. Okay, but we can talk to Corinne. But she kind of, it seems like she has her own plan here. She's going to slice and dice us. Anyone? Anatoly's going to, yeah, I don't know, Gregor or Anatoly. Maybe we'll talk to Anatoly. Oh, especially because he's near the basement. Yeah, maybe the basement's starting to open somehow. Nope, just kidding. Anatoly looks pale.
Thanks for coming over.
Anatoly seems comforted by your presence. What? The Chompettes are scary. They sure are scary. Especially since the Onion came to visit us at night.
Gregor told me he heard Maria. I'm sure Corinne's isn't being honest with me.
Have you checked out the basement door closely? Every so often, I can hear her peeking out at me through the holes. I really don't want to drown outside. But at least I won't have to have her tormenting me anymore. You know what's in the basement, don't you? Do we know what's in the basement? I mean, no, we don't know what's in the basement, so I mean, no. Wow. You aren't kidding anyone. You're just lying to yourself. Is Maria in the basement? Oh! Please get away from me. You oblige. It looks like Anatoly will remember that. Uh-oh. You call everyone together for a meeting. I wonder if that's... Yeah. Is that our station? Is it downstairs?
Pardon me, sorry.
Alright.
Anatoly, you okay, little guy?
Anatoly looks pale, like he's going to pass out. Anatoly, have you made a decision? Yes. I'll help you all out. I promise.
Thank you, Anatoly.
Big tears roll down Gregor's cheeks. Yeah, like, we're legit signing them off to be like, yeah, we're saying, like, do you want to go out? But we're just going to take you to the basement. We're going to take you out to the basement. First order of business, Corinne. You've been putting out some uncool vibes recently. You are uninvited to the club. I'll miss you, big guy.
I'll miss you, little guy.
Thank you, Anatoly. I know this wasn't easy, but it's for the best.
Corinne?
Yes. Gregor looks at you expectantly.
Do you want to say anything, Anatoly?
You say nothing. Goodbye, Anatoly.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good luck, little guy.
Anatoly has left the cabin.
They make it sound so cheerful.
See you soon, little guy.
I guess all we can do is wait. Good night.
Corinne goes to bed to sleep. Goes to the bedroom to sleep.
I didn't tell him the truth.
Gregor is getting choked up.
I didn't tell him. I'm missing him already.
Gregor curls up on the couch for the night, turning his back to you. Well, Corinne's excited for some Anatoly soup. She sure is. You shut your eyes, quickly falling asleep. You hear a scraping from the floor.
Found you. You explain how this isn't a good time.
Oh, you explain how this isn't a good time right now.
It's just no laughing matter. I'm worried about Gregor. He's as tall as a tree, but as dumb as a brick. What's the root of that? Another cornbread classic. You're being very unpopular right now. That's a tree reference. Get it? Anyways, you need to protect Gregor from the red-haired woman.
Cabbage called an emergency jump ant meeting and told me to give you this mission. Watch out for that knife and protect Gregor at all costs. Understand?
Yeah. You nod.
Ha ha ha. It's the least you can do, right?
You tell Bread that pun didn't make sense.
Ha ha ha. On a roll today. I'll see you around.
Bread hops away, squeezing himself through the mouthful with a small pop. You fall asleep, thinking about what Bread told you. You have a strange dream. It's lying on the table in front of you. You take off the glasses first, partially cracked, and you set them down to the workbench. Working the saw, you wrap the cuts in an old newspaper. Some of it gets soggy immediately, so you begin drying the cuts with a towel before wrapping. Much better. You hear something approaching, so you clench your fist and get ready to strike whatever's coming to you. You wake up in a cold sweat.